What's up, everybody? Today, we are going to be going over something that I'm pretty passionate about, and that is, what does a perfect job look like? When you show up on site, roll out the hoses, say hi to the customer, everything from there to wrapping up with the customer. I want to walk with you exactly what we do here at Brown's as a step-by-step process. So let's get into it. The first step inside of creating the perfect job is making contact with the customer. If they're home, which most of the time that they are home, just knock on the door, introduce yourself. Hey, are you Miss Jones? Hey, Miss Jones, my name's Josiah with Brown's Pressure Washing. How are you doing today? Do some small talk, try to build rapport as quickly as possible. Our sales team does a good job at building rapport quickly. And so the customer has already been anticipating your arrival, and they're actually looking forward to meeting with you. Build a friendship between you and the customer and go over the work order. What are you guys doing today? Hey, Miss Jones, I noticed that we're doing a house wash today. I'm getting all the gutters cleaned up for you. I noticed when we were pulling up, there was some vinyl that was dirty. And she'll say, oh, yeah, that's the main concern, blah, blah, blah. And so you definitely want to go over the work order and set clear expectations for what you are doing on site for the customer. I had a great conversation with a guy one time. He was a custom home builder, and he said that his job was to go into homes after they were built and find the top 3 concerns that homeowner had with the home that they had just built for them. He said, as long as you could identify the top 3 concerns and take care of them for them, they were super happy. So here at Brown's, what we try to do is identify what is the customer's main concern. What is really important to them? Because when I show up to a house, what might be important to me may not be important to them. I don't want to be spending a lot of time on areas of the home that may not be a top priority. Maybe they really want focus on the front porch because that's where they go and drink a cup of coffee every morning. I don't want to be spending time out washing the stepping stones or something that they're really not concerned with. So identifying the priority is priority. So that brings me to step number 2. Step number 2 is taking before pictures. This is super important for a couple of the steps after. But taking before pictures of all the dirty areas, including the pre-existing areas of damage that the home might have. If there's a window that's broken, vinyl that's fallen off, you definitely want to take pictures and show the customer that, hey, Miss Jones, I noticed that this window is broken. I wanted to just let you know before we got started that was already like that. These conversations are a lot easier to have on the front end than the back end of these jobs. You don't want to have to go and prove your case for why it was there on the back end. It would be way easier to catch that early on. So having those conversations and having the before pictures of the dirtier areas is essential. Go ahead and starting the services, get everything cleaned up. You'll notice that a lot of what we do is just communication. 10% is actually cleaning. 90% is communication. Communicating. Loving the customer by keeping them updated on when you'll arrive, when you're going to finish. Those are things that people love to have. So now that we've taken before pictures, step number 3 is just go ahead and get started on the services. Get cleaning, make sure that you're all set up for success and you know exactly what's in front of you. The cleaning part is only one step out of 10 steps inside of our operation. So it really is a 1/10 of what we do on site is just cleaning. Step number 4 is as you're cleaning, you want to go ahead and take an after picture of the areas that were the worst or of high priority. So with the before pictures, take the after pictures and send them both to the customer with a text saying, hey, Miss Jones, Josiah here, just wanted to update you on how everything's cleaning up. It looks great. These areas that were the worst are cleaning up beautifully for you. I think you'll be thrilled to see them when we're done. We are about an hour till we're finished with the job. And that kind of communication, people love that text. That middle of the job text is what, if I'm the customer and I get, maybe I'm having my air conditioning unit replaced, if they sent me a picture of my old unit versus the new unit and said, hey, this is what the new one looks like compared to your old one, and by the way, we have about 30 minutes until we're done. That's awesome. I don't have to wonder, oh, I've got to go pick up my kids from school, or am I going to go to the grocery store and these guys are at my house? I don't know when they're going to finish. And so keeping them updated on when you'll be done is something that not a lot of people do, and that will help you set yourself apart from other companies. After you've sent that text and you've completed all the services, just go ahead and do a double take over everything. I like to be very detailed around the point of entries. So like front door, back door, garage doors. These are areas that people come in and out of, and it's a lot of foot traffic. So you want to be really detailed in those areas. Any little specks that might fall off after it's done drying, just go ahead and get it off while you're there, because you don't want them to be distracted by anything as they're walking around the final product of the house wash or whatever you're cleaning. Once you've done your double checking routine, you can go ahead and wrap up all your hoses, get them all nice and clean out of the way, and then go ahead and knock on the door. Say, hey, Miss Jones, just finished up. Everything turned out great. I like to list all the things that turned out great first. So once again, hitting her with the everything turned out good. The gutters are clean. The vinyl came off nicely. I did notice that there's a little bit of paint or overspray from the deck whenever you had it stained on the side of the house that we weren't able to get off, but everything else turned out great. So make sure that you mention all the good things that happened on the job first, and then maybe mention the things that might be of a concern on the back end. And she's going to say, great, thank you so much. It looks so good. Oh, it smells so clean. And so that is the completion of the job itself. Now, asking for the review. One of the most important things when you're on site is selling yourself for the next cleaning, selling yourself for the review, selling yourself for when their friend asked, who should I call for pressure washing? You want your company to be the one that they say, Browns did a great job. I would highly recommend that you call Browns. And so that is the goal when you're on site. Get the review and win that person for life. I had a thought the other day. I was washing this house and the gentleman said, yeah, I've been using you guys for several years now. I love working with you guys. And I was thinking, when I got done chatting with him, I was like, okay, we've already earned his business for life. Like, I really do believe that. How do we win his kids' business for life? So when he's old and their kids get older and they have a house, how do we love him so much that he's going to say to his kids, you should call Browns? That is my goal when serving the customer. How do I win them for life in their kids' businesses when they get old enough to have a house? Asking for the review is one thing that we really try to equip our guys with. It's not an easy thing. It's not easy to get reviews, but doing all these steps are leading up to getting that review. You've worked really hard to set everything up, make sure everything's right, build rapport with the customer, and to not ask for a review is a disservice to not only you, but also the customer. They want to share about their experience as well. And so we've got a card that we hand our customers to say, hey, Miss Jones, before we leave, I do want to mention one thing. Our company's trying to get reviews right now. So if you have the opportunity, go to that website that's on the piece of paper and just write a quick review. That would be super helpful. Asking for the review is an area that lots of guys miss out on. If they're not home, I'll even call them and say, hey, Miss Jones, got everything done. Everything looks great, blah, blah, blah. Email the invoice to you. And by the way, if I sent you a link to our review page, would you end up leaving us one? And don't say anything, just let them respond. They'll say yes. It's rare. I've never had anybody say no to that. While you're on the phone, go ahead and just send them the link to the review page. While you're talking to them on the phone, it is a great way to go ahead and capture that review. After you've asked for the review, asking to put a yard sign in their front yard. Winning the neighbors, that's a big thing. Door hanging and putting the sign up. You definitely want to reach out to those guys. They've seen your truck there in the neighbor's driveway. They've seen the estimate car out in the driveway. They've heard the machines going. They've seen you spraying water. They know you're there in the neighborhood. They just need a way to contact you. So a yard sign in the front of the yard is a perfect way to end the job. And then before you leave their driveway, taking the before and after pictures from the job, go ahead and upload it to your Google My Business location. What this does is it tells Google, hey, someone in this area is posting pictures, and then maybe tomorrow on your next job, hey, if someone from this area is posting pictures to Google and is telling Google, people are using your services. And with Google, you definitely want as much interaction, as much recognition as you can get to help you move up the SEOs and the rankings inside of Google, so that when someone searches pressure washing near me, Brown's Pressure Washing can be number one because all of your pictures are geotagged. And so when you post it, it's going to have the address attached to that picture, not for public use, but Google knows the location of when that picture or where that picture was taken. And it will pull all of that information and say, everybody in this city is using and talking about Brown's Pressure Washing. And so that is an overview of what we do on The Perfect Job. We actually dove into this conversation last Monday on Mastermind Monday, right here on YouTube at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's a free mastermind that we want to give to you guys for a whole year. And so join us 9 a.m. Monday mornings. If you've got any questions, feel free to comment down below, or if you've got any suggestions, we definitely want to respond to those and have a conversation with you about that. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and we'll see you next time.